What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube?
So, you know how when you move, you lose like, I don't know, half of your shit? Well, you know, I have wire, I have a drill, but I can't find any of the other stuff that I need. So, you know, real quick tutorial on everything that you need if you want to build your own coils. We're in the fishing aisle. We're in the fishing aisle at the local Walmart Supercenter. Yeah, this is where you get fishing poles. This is where you get bait. This is what you need if you want to set up your own little coil building stand. This is what you want right here. Barrel swivels with an interlocking snap. This is what's going to allow you to swivel your wire without it binding up. It's really all you need. Wire, a drill, and a couple of these bad boys. Yeah, you know, people pay like premium dollar for coils. Wicking coils is not that expensive. Also couldn't find my needleless pliers, so we got some new ones with those. Spam is essential. Real talk, vaping has genuinely got to be one of the messiest hobbies, I swear. I mean, smoking cigarettes is disgusting, and you know, filters are really gross. It creates a lot of trash, but seriously, I took a 25-minute car ride, and this pair of pants was clean. I just put it on, and look at that. Look at that, I've got to walk around looking like I pissed myself now. I've lived in the suburbs for basically my entire adult life. And, you know, this new place is kind of like right in the middle of the city. It's in a super populous area. And I mean, having everything that I want, like a block or two away, has been absolutely amazing. I just took a trip, you know, to get the barrel swivels, and I was to the store and back to my place in less than 20 minutes. And that is incredibly cathartic. But yeah, let's build some coils. Okay, so these are the things that I use to build my own coils. I have wire, of course. We are making fused Clapton coils. If you don't know what that is, it is a wire or multiple strands of wire with another wire wrapped around the outside of it. They look like guitar strings. And so I typically use Kanthal. I don't mess too much with blended metals. I like Kanthal a lot. It's never really failed me. I like the way that it ohms out. And we're going to use 26 gauge Kanthal for the kernel or the inside of the coil, and then we are going to wrap it with 34 gauge Kanthal. Of course, we have the swivels that we just bought at the store. This right here is an eye anchor. You can get these, you know, at the hardware store, super cheap. You could probably get like 100 of them for maybe a few dollars. We are going to need needle nose pliers, something to cut the wire, and last, a power drill. This is just a Black & Decker drill, pretty basic. I think I picked this up several years ago for around $30. It has several attachments and a battery that is external that you can charge. Works great. So now let's set this. So at our other place, because of where my studio was situated, I didn't really have a good option for building coils in my mixing area. So I had it set up in my kitchen, and basically it was just anchored to the wall, and it worked good. I mean, I used it for a lot of years, but something that really started to bother me, you know, recently was standing up while doing it. So I wanted to make something here where I could sit down and do it, because like bending over and holding the drill and holding the wire for 10 or 15 minutes at a time would really bother my back after, you know, old Rugley. So anyway, I wanted to set it up in here where I could be more comfortable doing it. I mean, this is a permanent setup, right? So now basically what I did was, this is one of my flavor shelves right here. It's a real sturdy shelf. So I just I drilled a little pre-hole, and then I screwed that eye anchor into there, and then I daisy chained, I think, 7 or 8 of these barrel swivels together. The more of these that you put in line, the easier that is gonna spin, and the less likely that your wire is going to bind up. So once you have this set up, you've got your drill, you can start, we can we can start building coils now. Once you've got everything in place, the first thing that we need to do is we need to take our kernel. That's the wire that goes in the middle. And like I said, we're using 26 gauge Canthal. We need to straighten this out. So when you take the wire off of the spool, I get my wire off of Amazon from Wire Optum, and you know, I get it delivered in a few days. And it's real cheap. You can get 500 feet of wire for about $10. It's not expensive at all. And this whole process is very, very, very easy. If you've never tried building your own coils before, it's actually a pretty rewarding thing. So what I did there was I just cut off, I don't know, about 18 inches or so. We're just going to build 2 coils. And I think 18 inches should be plenty to do that. So the next thing I'm going to do, like I said, this wire is curvy, right? It's not straight. So we need to straighten this out. So the first thing we do is we are going to make a little L bend right here in the end. So what you end up with is something that looks like that. And then we are going to take the chuck to the drill, take that little L bend, slide it inside of the chuck, and then tighten that down like so. So the wire is now secure inside of the chuck. That is not going anywhere. I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and the other end of the wire and grab a hold of it. Firm grip, stretch, and spin. So what this is doing is creating a whole bunch of little micro bends in the wire. And that is going to straighten it out. And when the wire is ready, it comes off just like that. It breaks free. And now you have a perfectly straight wire, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to remove the little tag that's left on inside the chuck. Now, we're going to take this wire and thread it through the last swivel that's on here. I've threaded that perfectly straight wire through there, and we're somewhere in the middle. And now we are going to bend. So I just pulled the 2 ends of that together. We tried to tag it somewhere in the middle, and now we're going to pull it tight, and we're going to stick it back in the chuck of the drill. So when we have this assembled, we have that in there with that second little L bend sticking out just like that. And focus, please. Thank you. And then we have the doubled over wire. So this is what you call dual core, right? So tri-core would be 3 wires on the inside. I just do duals, 2 cores, just like that. Now we are going to take the Clapton wire, which in this case is 34 gauge. And what I did there, I left the wire on the spool and I wrapped it around that little L bend a few times so that is nice and secure. Pull that back so it gets out of the way, and then we'll just give it a little go real quick just to get it started. So all I did there was I just pulsed that for just a few seconds, and you'll see, if I could get the camera to focus, that we have the start of a little Clapton coil. Now all we have to do is hang on to this while pressing the drill, and we will Clapton all the way down the wire. So I'm keeping a relatively loose grip on the Claptoning wire. We don't want to pull on that too hard because that can cause the wires to bind up and twist, and we don't want that. Keep a little bit of distance. I like to keep about 6 inches in between my hand and the coil, just to give it as much slack as possible. And then we just go. And it kind of just does itself. It feels real good to be doing this sitting down. No more back pain, please. Here's something that I encounter a lot, and this happens all the time, and it's nothing to concern yourself with. If you're going to build your own coils, this is what's going to happen. So what happened is it backspun. The wire just kind of wrapped back up on itself, and now we have this situation right here. So all that you have to do to correct this is to, first of all, switch the drill to the opposite direction, right? We were going counterclockwise, now we're gonna go clockwise. Yeah, that's it. You just back it right off just like that, and then you can just carry on just like you were. There's just a minor little hiccup, no problem whatsoever. And that's it. Few dollars worth of supplies, few minutes of my time, and I've got some lovely Clapton wire. Now all we have to do is wrap the coils. So I usually just use a screwdriver just like this. This is a 2.5 millimeter flathead screwdriver. Lay the flat side across, pull it tight, wrap it as many times as you want. I always do 6 wraps on a 2.5 millimeter. They usually ohm out to right around 0.3. So they're good for my stacked mechs, and they're also good for my dual battery regulated mods. So get 6 wraps around there, pull it tight, something like that, right? Yeah, coils. And then I will just take my needle nose pliers, grab a hold of the tag end, pull it tight, make sure, wrap it up, give it another half a wrap, and then bend it to form the leg. I'll repeat this process on the other side as well, just to make sure that that coil is tight, 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 tight. Just like so. Then I will clip that lead, and there you go. Beautiful little fused Clapton. And even with having to go to the store and get supplies, I still had these suckers made in less than an hour. If I wouldn't have had to go to the store to get supplies, it probably would have only taken me about 10 minutes. All right, there you have the finished product. Okay, I've got them installed into Blotto Mini, and we'll throw them on this mod to see how they ohm out, and then I'm gonna transfer them over to my Hexohm. Like I said, usually these come in around about 0.3, and pre-fire resistance is 0.22. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Fire, fire, fire. Starting to glow a little bit. Beautiful. Little scrapes. There we go. Look at that beautiful glow. Man, I love Kanthal so much. It's perfect. We are getting there. Progress. Just try to get them glowing nice and evenly. There we go. Perfect. Glowing evenly. Okay, so we landed on 0.25. They're glowing evenly. Let them cool off for a minute. Get a little wick in there. Throw them on the Hexohm. It'll be magnificent. Brand new coils installed, wicked up. Obligatory safety. I always check my resistance. Pre-fire, post-fire, after wicking, after juicing and putting the whole thing together. Before I ever put it onto a mech mod, I just want to make sure that it is completely safe. Juice that I'm going to put in here is a recipe called Mr. Jones. And this is a orange cream soda, and it is a patron exclusive recipe. So if you'll want to check that out, you'll have to head over to my Patreon campaign. There's a link to it in the description of the video, and you can try this recipe out. Plenty of other stuff over there to occupy your time. There's vlogs. I have a Discord community. You sign up, you can get yourself a sticker and or a t-shirt. All while supporting yours truly. Coils, vapors, cotton, wick. Oh man, it's seriously been way too long since I've had a tank. There it is. Oh. No more dripping, no more mess. I mean, it's still gonna be messy sometimes, but oh, tanks. Listen, if I can do this, you can do this too. You can build your own coils, you can make your own juice, you can never have to worry about not being able to go down the street to get the things that you need to stay off of cigarettes. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you turn notifications on so that I get to annoy you every time I upload a video. Like, comment, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one.